What's up, everybody? Scrubman here with another Elder Scrolls Online content video. Today's a tutorial for you guys. Back to the crafting. I know it's been a while since I've touched the crafting. I realize that there's a few that I've left out. So today we're going to get into enchanting. Okay, guys, enchanting is one of the more simpler ones. In my opinion, enchanting, provisioning, and alchemy are probably the three easiest to do. They don't really take a lot. There's no like legendary or you don't have to worry about quality as much. Enchanting a little bit, but it's not as in-depth as like crafting armor and weapons. So we're going to start with enchanting today. So it's pretty simple. To do enchanting, you need to harvest runes from rune stones, which are these things right here. Okay, they will always look like this. They're not going to change looks or appearance or anything like that. They will be found all over Tamriel. Okay, and you're just going to walk up to them and you're going to collect them, and you're going to get these. Okay, these are your rune stones. Okay. Your brown ones are your aspect runestones. It says right there, if you look, it'll say what kind of runestone it is, enchanting. And if you know it, it's going to tell you what the translation is. Okay, the translations, basically they determine what level it is. And I'll show you guys a little bit of what that is. Don't worry about memorizing them. After a while, you'll know which ones are more powerful than others. I'll be honest, there's only a few that I use on a regular basis. Okay, Ta is going to be the one you guys start out with. It's for your basically your lowest level type runestones. So the aspect runes, so you got Jajota right here. This is where the quality, you know, the uncommon, what's it, epic, legendary, that's where all this comes into effect. As far as I notice, it determines how powerful it is. So if you use Jajota over Ta, your enchantment's going to be a little better. Okay. Then you're going to have your incense runestones. These determine what they do. Okay, so you're going to have different ones. So your incense runestone is going to determine whether or not it's a weapon enchantment or an armor enchantment. Okay, you cannot use armor enchantments on weapons and vice versa. Okay, so if you have a flame enchantment, okay, some of those flame ones are going to some of those effect ones like flame, frost, poison, depending on what potency rune you use, it will determine whether or not it's a defensive flame rune, for example, or a weapon enchantment. So if you do the weapon enchantment, and let's say this incense rune was actually for flame, it would add the flame damage to your weapon, which gives it that flaming effect when you pull it out. And I'll show you guys all this too. Okay, your third type of rune is your potency rune. They're the blue ones. Okay, these determine what level your rune is. Level 1 through 10, you know, whatever, all the way up to the champion levels. Just like your armor, you cannot equip an enchantment that's a level 50 enchantment on a piece of clothing, a piece of armor, or a piece of weapon that is lower than that. So if you do a weapon that's level 40, right? You have a level 40 weapon that you made or have, and you make a enchantment that's a level 50. When you go to enchant that weapon, it's not going to show up that there's any enchantments that you can use because that weapon isn't high enough to equip that rune. And I'll show you guys all that as well. So you got your aspect runes, your incense rune, and your potency rune. Okay, those are the three runes you're going to need. You will need one of each type to make an enchantment. Okay, this is used in your furnishing. Okay, if you're crafting stuff for a house, this is what you will use. You can collect these also through harvesting like plants and doing alchemy harvesting. I think almost everything has something that you can extract from it that's a furnishing material. I don't think there's any of the materials out in the world that don't give you something. I know ore does. I know the alchemy stuff does. So the mundane rune is what you will use from enchantment to help you make stuff for your house. Okay, so we're just gonna hit take all. Okay, like I said, you will just go to those rune stones and just collect them. You never know what you're gonna get, so you know, just take what you can get and collect them. And then you need to go to an enchantment table to use them. And I'm going to show you guys how, not only how to use enchantment and how to equip your enchantments and whatnot, but I'm also going to show you guys what is the fastest way I found to level up your enchantment skill line to Master Enchanter, which is level 50. So we're going to go down to the crafting area. And we're going to go to the enchantment table. Alright, so you got your runes. Now you need to make an enchantment. I know it's around here somewhere. There it is. Alright, guys. So your enchantment table is going to be this right here. Okay? Alright, you can also buy rune stones that you might be lacking from this guy here. As far as I know, the only ones you can buy are your potency runes. Okay? These are your... like I said, the level. What level is it going to be? So when you start getting higher up, you're going to start buying the higher up one. So Repora, that is your highest level. That's what you're going to use for your champion levels and stuff. And there's another one too. That's right here. Okay, Plunder. So those ones that you get were going to be higher up. So, and like I said, guys, you guys will kind of have to learn these as you go, which ones you'll use. Most of the levels I skip, you know, in my opinion. Why waste your rune stones for like level 25? You know, get up to level 30 or higher, you know, because I make armor for armor weapons for my characters, enough to get them by, but I don't worry about wasting my materials having to constantly remake them stuff when I know I'm going to need as much materials as I can to make stuff for champion level. The champion level armor and weapon material cost is insane, especially for champion level 160. It takes a lot to make a full set of armor for your character, you know. So don't waste your legendary runes and stuff to put on a level 25 piece of gear. Okay, that's a waste. It's hard enough to get the legendary stuff and the epic stuff, and it's expensive if you buy it from a guild trader because it's hard to get. So save that stuff until you get up to those higher levels where you're not going to have to worry about remaking your character stuff later on. Because with runestone, guys, once you equipped it to a piece of armor or a weapon, if you want to change out the runes, that rune that you previously had on it, it's gone. There's no getting it back. Okay, so, you know, spend your runestones wisely. Make sure you're attaching the right enchantments to the stuff that you actually want. I write my stuff down, and I put what I'm putting with what, so that I don't mess up. Because sometimes, especially when you're making, you know, I make all my character stuff with this one character, I gotta make sure I know what goes with what. Because once you attach it to that piece of gear or armor, there is no going back. It's gone. Okay, so be mindful. Alright, so we're going to go to the enchantment table. You're going to go to creation. That's where you're going to start, okay? All the runes that you have are going to be in here. Okay? So these are all the rune stones. Luckily I have one of everything. The aspect rune stones that are going to determine the quality of them, right? So I guess epic is actually called artifact in enchantment instead of epic. So Ta will be the one you guys use the most at first. Okay, eventually you'll start being able to get Jajota, and you'll be able to use that. And then you'll get Donata, okay, and then Rakuda, and then Kuda. All right, like I said, save Kuda. Don't waste Kuda. They can be a pain to get. Okay. So you're gonna choose that one, right? And you see there's fire. Okay, these are the ones that are gonna tell you, that are gonna determine what does your enchantment do. Okay, so we'll just pick one. Let's do. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Let's do a health. I'm gonna find the level 1 here. All right. So as you say, it's gonna tell you exactly what it is. An armor glyph. Inferior glyph of health. It's going to tell you what it does. It adds up to 90 maximum health. Okay, so when you attach this to your armor, to one piece of armor, it's going to add 90 to your maximum health. Now the minimum level, that is not what your minimum level has to be. That is what minimum level your piece of armor has to be. So don't get that confused. When I started doing enchanting, that really confused me at first because I didn't know anything about this game. It's the armor or weapon level, not your level. Honestly though, if you're level 25 and you have a level 5 weapon, you might want to think about getting that fixed out, right? So now, if you do not know what the rune is, so let's say like Parada, you don't know what that is, like it's an undiscovered rune, it'll have a question mark. And this is actually going to say, instead of having all that information, it's going to say unknown glyph, okay? You'll hit craft, which on PlayStation is square, right? And it's gonna make it, okay? And then you're gonna see item created. When you discover a new glyph, a new combo, basically, it's gonna help you jump your skill line level, right? It's going to go up, okay? Another way to do it is by extracting. So now, and let's see, I got a few in here too, and this is another way to get runes, okay? So you can equip all the stuff you want to take apart, okay? And you're going to get rune stones from this. Oh, jewelry glyph is another one. That's new. When you make jewelry, jewelry has specific stuff that can be attached to it. There's only a few that I know of. I have not made any jewelry for any of my characters actually, because jewelry is the only thing I'm not a master crafter in yet. It was introduced in Somerset, so it's fairly new. So jewelry glyph will be another one you'll see. You'll see armor, weapon, and jewelry enchantments, okay? So be mindful of that too. Don't make a rune for something thinking it's going to be for your weapon and then waste all that stuff. So you got to really pay attention with enchanting, right? So when you have multiple selected like this, you're going to hold whatever your extraction button is, in this case square. It's going to ask you, do you want to extract these items? Okay, yes. And you see, only thing I got from that was 2 TAs, which that's really crappy. But extracting materials is another way that you can build up your enchanting skill line, okay? So you'll learn them by just, at first you're going to spend a lot of time learning. All the stuff that you collect is going to have a question mark, okay? In order to know what they do, like what Oko, in order to find out that that's a health thing, you got to use it, right? So I would use a Ta, and then I would use my Oku, right? And then I would get the whatever level. Honestly, when you're trying to learn stuff, like when you're just trying to learn what the combo is, I would use the lowest thing that you got, which would be that Prada. Prada's the lowest, like level 5. I think level 5 is the lowest enchantments go, okay? So don't waste all your higher up stuff trying to learn, you know? use the stuff that is going to be really easy to replace. You're going to get a lot of the lower level stuff even now. I mean, you can see I have, what, 379 TAWs. I never use TAW anymore. You know, if anything, even for my characters that are fairly new, I use at least Jojota, because you're going to get plenty of those. You can see right now, you don't get very many of Donatas and Rakudas and Kudas, right? So, you know, don't waste all your good stuff. I cannot stress that enough. So when you learn the runes, then you'll be able to just sit here and find out what the combos are. So here's a jewelry glyph. Alright. It adds health recovery. Okay. Alchemist, that's another jewelry one. Fire. See, okay, here's a weapon glyph. Okay. So this is what will happen. So when you add your like flame, fire, shock is another one. What's the other? Frost. Okay, frost is another one. That's how you're gonna add those effects to your weapon. You know, like you see people whose swords and stuff are on fire, or they have that blue electricity. That's what I have on my guy's swords. You can't see it because of the armor, like, you know, costume I have on my weapons. But that's how you get those effects. And then every now and then when you hit somebody, it will shock them or hit them with flame or frost. Poison. Poison's another one. I think that's in here too. Oh, it's disease. It's poison. I give it a fancy name for no reason. Okay, so that is how, and I can actually show you guys what that actually looks like. Let me go in here. Actually, I don't know. I can't turn it off. Here, I'll show you guys. Give me a sec. I'll do something really simple here. So let's just make a level. Oops. Alright, so we'll have to do at least level 6, right? We're just gonna make this stupid axe, right? So here we go. Make the axe. Let's do fire. Alright. So we got our fire enchantment. We're going to hit create. No, craft. Alright, so now we got our enchantment. So what do? How do we enchant our weapons or our clothing? It's really simple. So you're going to go to your inventory. Okay, you're going to go down to your weapons or armor, whatever it is that you're trying to do. In this case, a weapon, right? So you go over, make sure you're on the weapon that you want to equip. Like I said, be careful about what you're on, because once you do it, it's gone, right? So down below, you guys are going to see actions, right? In this case, triangle for PlayStation. You're going to hit actions, and you're going to hit enchant. If you have any eligible enchantments for said weapon or armor, this is where it's going to be. Okay, like if this was a level, if my sword was a level 4, obviously this enchantment would not show up. Why? Because it's a level 5. My sword has to be at least a level 5. It's a level 6, so we're good. You're going to hit enchant. Okay, and it's just going to disappear. So right now you guys can see it says Fury weapon enchantment. Okay, deals 66 flame damage. So if I equipped it, well, I'm going to show you guys just for craps and giggles. Oops. What in the world? Hold on a second. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm not sure why it's still pulling that up when it's actually, oh, it, Alright, hold on, guys. Let me see if I can turn that off somehow. I did not realize that that goes for everything. So lesson learned with that one. If you put weapon effects on your crap. So, okay. Alright, well, this will be a good way to show you guys. You see how when he pulls the sword out, it has that flame effect? When you put that flame enchantment on your weapon, that's what it's going to do. Okay, and then when you hit somebody, every now and then it will deal flame damage to them. It's not a constant thing, okay? And that's the same thing for bows, same thing for staffs, okay? They'll have that effect to them. Alright, so I apologize about that. I did not realize that that effect transferred over to anything that you make, okay? Now with armor, obviously there won't be those effects, okay? Your armor is going to be stuff like a magicka, adding more magicka to your total. Obviously there's a stamina one too. That's another weapon enchantment. That's the jewelry. Okay, stamina. Now, you can do weaken, okay? With armor, it reduces your resistance, so does jewelry. I know there's... So in this case, with this weapon enchantment, it's about dealing damage, magic damage to them, but also restoring your magicka. So it's either resisting certain types of damage, or so in this case, it reduces the target weapon damage, right? So all about more like protecting you, okay? So enchantment is really, really simple, okay? Now, what is the fastest way I have noticed to level up this thing, right? Okay. First, I'm going to show you guys what you need to pay attention for as far as skills, because that's going to go into this a little bit. So in order to use certain levels of your aspect, which are those, you know, quality ones at the bottom, the brown, and the potency, you have to be a certain level in your enchantment skill line. Okay, obviously to get 10 out of 10, you got to be level, I think 45. Okay. Aspect runes, I believe, is the same thing. I think it's 45. Okay. Do not quote me on that, because it's been a while, obviously. You want to get these up as quickly as possible. Okay, that's what's going to be able to allow you to keep up with your character's level of armor and weapons, and also to be able to use the better stuff and learn the better stuff in order to boost up your skill line, right? I have noticed that the higher and the better quality that the runestone is, the better it makes your skill line jump up, especially if you stack them. That is the key, guys, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we go back to enchantment, this is what I did. I started realizing that if I took apart or learned, made a bunch of enchantments all at once, then it significantly shot up my skill line. I mean, I'm talking, I would go up like 4 or 5 different levels. What I would do is, obviously when you're still learning, all you should care about, except being able to keep up with your character's level of armor and stuff, is just being able to use everything, right? So don't worry about using these. Honestly, I would stay away from these until your character's at least level 50 or higher. When you get past level 50 and you enter champion levels, in my opinion, I did not make my character any champion armor until 150 and 160. It does not take that long, especially if you use experience scrolls to get up to champion level 150, 160. There is no point in wasting all your crafting materials making swords and armor that are not level 150, 160. Because I'm telling you guys, when you guys get to level, especially level 160 in champion level, you will wish you had saved all of that craft material, especially for the armor and swords, weapons and armor, because they take a lot. I think it's like 100 and something per piece of armor. So, I mean, you got to have over, I think it's like 1,200 pieces of whatever it is that your character needs in order to make something. So save that stuff. And then obviously you want to make it the best quality, so you want legendary, so don't waste them. Okay? If you don't have legendary, the next best one is epic, right? Or artifact in this case. So save these. Okay? Jojota, you will get a bunch of them. So what I do is I find, okay, let's see, I have 167 Jojota. Alright, let's see what I got here. That's the highest level thing I got. Oh, stamina. My character is a magicka guy. I don't need stamina that much. So what I do, guys, is I would literally find what I have the most of that's closest to Jojota, because obviously if I'm using Jojota, I can make up to 167 of something, right? Okay? I got 104 stamina. Let's go up here. Let's see what we got. You know, hopefully by now you have enough of stuff. Oh, cool. I just noticed this, guys. It tells you on the right what level it is for. It did not used to do that. So that is really cool. I just noticed that just now. Okay. All right, level 35. That's a good one. You know, I would find, you know, whatever that you have. 72. I mean, I know you can't use that right now, but like at least at the stages that you won't be able to use that. But find whatever it is that you have a lot of. You know, okay? I'm not actually going to do it because I don't want to waste all this. But then, so you got 72, 104, 167. So at max, you can make 72 of something because that's the one that you have the least of, right? And quantity. I would shoot this baby up. Go as high as you can hit, set to maximum. I'm not sure why it's saying 16. Why is it saying 16? Oh, because I don't have enough room in my inventory. Okay. Well, anyway, you could go up to 72 if you want. I would go up to like 40 or 30 of them, and I would make them. Okay? It is going to shoot up your skill line. Okay? Again, make sure it's stuff that you can either, one, get back quickly, like go and find it a lot quickly, like Jojota. You'll get plenty of Jojotas, so don't worry about replacing that stuff or not being able to replace that stuff. Plus, when your character gets higher up, you obviously want the best of the best. So like I said, save that Rakuda, save those Kudas, okay, and put them to the side. Then take that 30, 40, you know, runestones that you just made and take them apart. Your thing is going to shoot up some more. Keep doing that. You know, if you have another one, like if you still got 40 something Jojotas, and you still have like, say you never use magic regeneration. Okay, find the set that you never use and just start massive crafting it and then taking it apart. It will shoot up your skill line. Then you could take it apart and gain some of that back, and it's going to shoot it up. Before you know it, you'll be at level 50. Honestly, guys, I didn't even realize that until I was like probably in the 40s or upper 30s of enchantment, and I really wish I would have caught on to that sooner, because once I started doing it, before I knew it, I was at level 50, and then I didn't have to worry. I could use anything I wanted, and you don't have to worry about maxing it out. And on top of that, you can literally just go right in and start spending your skills like crazy and maxing all this stuff out, right? This is another good one, guys. This guy will help you replace some of that stuff that you use. Every day when you log in, you'll get something in the mail, and it will be a guy that he sends you a letter with a bunch of runes attached. Then you just add it to your crafting bag. This is also another good one. This gives you a chance of extracting when you take them apart on getting better stuff and more type of stuff, right? So, you know, max those out would be my advice. But these are your key, because you can't use the champion level if you aren't level 45, I believe. So if you're constantly shooting up, you can constantly be going in here and boosting yourself up so you can keep making more and more stuff. So let's recap a little bit, because I know it's a lot of information. Step 1, go to and collect your rune stones throughout the world. Okay. Step 2, come in here to the enchantment table, go to creation, select your I just went blank. Your potency rune. Okay, select your incense rune. And select your aspect rune. Okay? Craft it. To equip said rune, go to your inventory. Go to your weapon or armor, whatever it is that you made. Make sure you're on the right one. Hit actions. Enchant, and any enchantments that you have that are eligible to be attached to that item would be right here. Simply hit X to enchant it, and you guys will see the enchantment will be above which character created it. Okay? Now, one more thing I want to touch on. Do you guys see that blue bar right under the level 6 and the amount of damage it does? That is how much charge your rune has left. Okay? When it is empty, when that blue bar is empty, when you pull out that axe or that bow or whatever it is that you have with the flame damage, for example, let's just stay with that. When you pull it out, there will be no more flame effect. It will no longer light on fire when it pulls out. Okay? Well, you will notice that and you'll be like, what the heck? That is because that is your cue that your enchantment has no more charge. So, like, okay, let's see here. My guy needs his stuff to be charged, right? So, how do you charge it back up so that it does what it's supposed to do? Go to charge, okay? It takes soul gems to charge your runes. Okay, to charge your enchantments, I'm sorry. So, you're going to hit X for charge. And it's going to take one of your soul gems to charge it all the way up. See? Went back to full. Alright. Actions. Charge. Select the rune stone. It does not matter which one, guys. It does not matter at all. So do not worry. It doesn't have to be the blue one or the green one. It does not matter. Just as long as it's a soul gem. Okay? And then you'll be back to full charge. And when you pull that weapon out again, it will have its effect. Same thing, I do not believe the armor does that. Yeah, so your armor does not do that. I just had to make sure. Your armor is just how much damage it's been done to it. So obviously my guy has taken some hits. I think his last dungeon I got my butt whooped. So I died quite a few times. So when you are low on you need to repair, that's when you're going to start seeing your stuff become less effective. So obviously I need to go repair my stuff. So to fix that, guys, just repair all at the bottom. Oops. Yep, and see, it's all fixed. Okay? So remember that. When you do not see your effect on, especially your weapons, when you no longer see that effect, when you pull out your weapons, okay, that's your cue. It needs to be charged. Go in there, charge with a soul gem, okay, and you'll be good to go. Armor, just keep up on the repairs. When your armor gets below a certain threshold of repairs, I guess, you'll get a notification, especially after you die, that says some of your items have lost their durability or something like that. That's your cue that they need to be repaired, because they're not going to work at their full potential. So that will be your cue after that dungeon or whatever it is that you're doing. Go see a merchant of any kind and repair your stuff. Okay. You can also use repair kits if you have any. I believe they're under the slottable. I don't even know if I have any. Oh yes, I do. You can use these two. Okay. They repair your armor and stuff. So if you got those from the Crown store, or the crates, or your daily rewards, sometimes you can get these in daily rewards. You can use those too. Okay, that will do the same thing. If you don't want to spend gold to have a merchant repair them, you can use these too. All right. So that is it, guys. So really, all it is collecting all your runes. Learn them. Okay, learning new runes that you haven't already learned is going to shoot up your skill. Okay, I'm telling you guys, and if you guys find a better way, please let me know in the comments a better way that new players can get their enchantment level up higher a lot quicker. I would appreciate it too, because that would be super cool. I can pass it on to new players in the game. But you know, stack up a bunch of stuff that you're not using or don't use on a regular basis and craft it all at once, and then extract it all at once. Okay, and then stay on top of your skills. Okay, go down here as you rank up, go down to your skills and spend those skill points and get these leveled up. Then you'll be able to use higher level potency runes and better quality runes. All right, so that is enchantment, guys. It is not hard. Use this video as a reference. If you're enchanting and you get a little lost, use this video. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll be glad to help you guys out. It is a lot, you know. So I hope that really helped with the enchantment. Hope you guys get up to the level 50 really quick. Like I said, you got any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep scrubbing.